with your old team coming up.
Yeah.
How's everyone feeling about that?
Oh, I don't think anyone cares that it's my old team, that's for sure. Now look, we're really, focusing on improvement still, and it was a nice performance, a really good performance last week to get the points, and I think the boys have really kicked on from that this week on the training pitch. They've trained, with real intent, and a real clear focus on improving and putting in another good performance in front of our home fans.
They got us last time, and we lost O'Shea with a red early. I guess he'll be pretty bound to putting a better performance this time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that red card was really harsh, to be honest. I remember that was actually my first game, with the club, and I only met the boys, that morning actually on game day, and came in to assist in that game, and I left at 43 minutes I think to go downstairs from the box down into the dressing room, and when I came down, Jay was sent off, so I actually missed it and then watched the replay. Didn't think it was a red card, to be honest, and that kind of changed the game. So we're not really looking at that match too much. It's not something that we're analysing. We certainly weren't at our best, but we're playing a much different style of football now, and really imposing ourselves on the game, and we want to do that again.
Yeah, do or die football too. It's pretty, well, I guess every game, and you want to win, but do or die, it's intense.
Yeah, there's many twists and turns I think still to be had in the last couple of weeks, but for us it's just about getting a result, and but also the way we get a result is really important to me. It's really important to the group that we play our style of football and impose ourselves on the game and play, an attacking brand of football that that can really get our fans off their seats, and that's what we intend to do.
How's it been for you, this roller coaster ride the last few months?
Yeah, good. I mean, I've been really surprised, to be honest, about the quality that's in the group, and the quality people at the club. I came in at a really difficult time, but there's been nothing but positives, to be honest. I've really enjoyed being a part of Brisbane Roar. It's a fantastic club with a rich history, and it's obviously been through a lot of turmoil and a lot of change. So I've enjoyed really working hard and trying to add some stability to the group and to the club, and the response I've got from my staff and my players has been sensational, and the areas to improve and the areas to build are really clear, and that gives me a real positive belief and optimism as to what's to come.
Seems like you've had so many different things, ups and downs throughout your career, player and as the manager. It's like you just got that fighter in you. Has that been rubbing off on the players?
I'd like to think so. I certainly don't. My belief as a person never wavers, and I'm an optimist by nature. I say that a lot, but I am, and I truly believe that Brisbane can be a top football club again. And yes, we have our challenges and we have our difficulties, as do other clubs. But if we focus on what's ahead of us and focus on the positives, and really try and build a football club from the ground up, from its foundations up, then I believe it can be a top football club again. And there's going to be a process to that. There's going to be some challenges and some adversity, but I feel like we have enough quality people, within these four walls at the club, to really stick together and work really hard together and grind our way out of these situations. I've been in the league a long time and been in the game a long time, even though I'm still relatively young, even though I look old. I feel like I can draw on a lot of experiences and a lot of hardships and get back to those positive times. So yeah, I'm very optimistic about what's to come.
You are so young, I guess, in your career, but who were some of the coaches, the managers you've had over the years that molded you into the person you are now?
Well, there's a few. I've had. I think that's a privilege that I've had so many top managers and worked under so many top people. Ange Postecoglou was my under-20s coach, and he was the first person that put me in green and gold. So the way he coached and managed is certainly something that I look up to and aspire to. But Graham Arnold was then my Olympic coach for 3 years. Fantastic manager, fantastic person. I've been coached by Pierre Litbarski, who's a two-time World Cup winner, number 10 for Germany. And his assistant was Ian Crook, who won the Old English Division 1. I've been coached by Paul Jewell, Premier League managers like Paul Jewell, Ian Holloway, and the list goes on. There's a lot more other Socceroos as well that I've been coached by. Terry Butcher, captain of England. I've kind of seen so many different philosophies and models, and I think that's a lucky position for me to find myself in at my age, to be able to draw on a lot of the positives from each of those people. But then also to be very clear that I want it to be myself, and I want to, manage and coach with my beliefs and my morals and the way I think the game should be played. And that's evolving all the time. It's certainly something that grows each year, and as each hardship comes, you learn another lesson really quick. And so I draw on a lot of those managers, but I'm very, very clear that I want it to be something that represents me as well.
Do you find yourself, with a different predicament one day? You'll think back to something you learned from one back in the day, and you'll go with that for that day. Is that sort of thing?
Yeah, I do. I always look at the positives. I take the positives from the best people that I've worked with. Whether that be coaches or players, I look at the league now. It's quite interesting that I think 5 or 6 of the other head coaches of clubs are ex-teammates of mine from that Sydney FC team. So I draw on a lot of the memories and moments from that year as well. Championship winning team, playing under, as a young player under people like Dwight Yorke and Stevie Corica and Tony Popovich and Mark Rudin. They were all the senior guys in the team. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned from those times. But like I say, it's something that is forever evolving and changing. And I just try and take the best from what I've learned and what I've seen, and then watch a lot of football as well. I'm very analytical in terms of my approach to watching the game, and then try and implement a model that I think's the best way forward. And at the moment, the pleasing thing for me is that the players, and especially the players, but players and staff, are really buying into it, kind of what I'm laying down. And that's a philosophy to impose ourselves in games and to play a style of football that's on the ball. And there's many areas we need to improve. It's quite clear, but the process is also very clear. So that gives us real belief in where we're going.
Yeah, it seems like we've just been crying out for that stability. That's so nice to see how passionate you are. You must be just so keen to just give these guys what they need, set them on their way. Yeah,
for sure. The players are everything to me, to be honest. We've got a fantastic spirit in that dressing room, and so many good individuals. And I could sense very quickly when I came to the club the frustration and I guess just the stress that they were under through so many changes. And so my focus was just to give them stability and give them something to believe in again. And what's nice is at the moment I'm going to work, it doesn't feel like a job at all. I love working with the group, and I wish we had more games left in the season, if I'm honest. So we have to make these moments count now, and we have an opportunity on the weekend to play against Newcastle. And I've been in the league long enough to know that it will be a difficult game. Every team in this league has their threats. They have some key players, a quality number 9 and a top shelf number 10, and they have quality players in a few positions. So we have to be at our best. But I'm more than confident that we can get out there and get the job done.